Hey, sports fans, thanks for tuning in to another episode of J Flash Sports Talk. This week is going to be about the Week 3 previews in the NFL. Just a friendly reminder in case you missed the last episode, this past Sunday I did go 14-0, just in Sunday's NFL games. And I look to do the same thing this week in Week 3. So let's start off with tonight's game, the Thursday night. Miami Dolphins going to Jacksonville to face the Jaguars. Mark Gardner Minshew has been playing exceptionally well lately. He has 6 touchdown passes and 2 interceptions, along with 512 passing yards. His top wide receiver is questionable, DJ Chark. He has 7 catches, 108 yards, and 1 touchdown, but all signs are pointing to him suiting up today. And you know what? I like this connection this week a lot, especially with their rookie running back, Robinson, who has 105 yards and a touchdown to start off his rookie campaign through 2 weeks. Back to that connection, DJ Chark should find a lot of success tonight, pending he suits up and there's no issues with him during the day. Miami does have their starting cornerback, Byron James, out, which is good for him. That's who was going to be covering him. And also their strong safety, which he's usually the guy that goes on the safety blitzes, like around the side. He is listed as doubtful, and doubtful usually means that they're not going to play, especially when it's so close to kickoff, like the present day. Next up, we got the 49ers going to New York, the Meadowlands, to face the G-Men, the New York Giants. The struggling Giants, I should say. But this is a new week. We signed a new running back because Barkley's out for the season. And Devontae Freeman, he's getting paid 1 year for $3 million. You play good, you might get a higher contract. He caught a lot of balls for Matt Ryan in Atlanta. So I'm hoping he does the same for Daniel Jones in New York. Make the most of his playing time and stay healthy too. Darius Slayton leads the Giants in receiving with 9 catches, 132 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns. There is a couple injuries too on the Niners. You got Jimmy Garoppolo. He's questionable, which he's probably going to play, depending on his practice on Friday, tomorrow. We'll keep a close eye on that, especially if you're in fantasy football like me. Another key injury is Raheem Mostert. He's doubtful in this one, and which means he's probably not going to play. That's great news for the Giants because he burnt the Jets at the Meadowlands last week. Tevin Coleman, their backup running back, also is questionable, which even if he does play, he won't be at 100%. He probably will play, but again, not at 100%. Good for the Giants. The other injury, D Ford, defensive end on the Niners, he's listed as out. He won't be playing, and that's one less pass rusher getting on Daniel Jones. An easier time for the offensive line. I like that a lot, which is why I'm picking the upset of the week. My New York Giants will get their first victory this week by a score of 22-20. G-Men. Let's go, Giants. I know you can do it, guys. You have to get the season going in a positive direction. Next up, we got Chicago Bears 2-0 going to Atlanta to face the struggling Atlanta Falcons. Matt Ryan, with his exceptional play lately, he does have 727 passing yards, along with 6 touchdown passes and 1 interception. And Calvin Ridley leads his receiving yards in the team with 4 touchdown passes and 150 receiving yards. Todd Gurley's the leading rusher with 117 rushing yards and 1 touchdown. Atlanta doesn't have too strong of a defense. Khalil Mack is questionable for this one. He probably is going to play, but he definitely won't be at 100%. And that's great news for Atlanta because he's the heart and soul of that Chicago defense. And Atlanta is the favorite in this one, 54.9% favorite. And I think they're going to win by a score of 34-17. Nice little 2 touchdown cushion there. Next up, we got the Rams going to Buffalo to face the Bills. Battle of 2-0 teams. Jared Goff has been playing good lately, especially last week against the Eagles. He had 542 passing yards this season, 3 touchdown passes, and 1 interception. Still, Josh Allen has been playing just that little bit better. He has 6 touchdown passes, no interceptions, and 729 passing yards. Diggs, his leading receiver, 16 catches for 239 of those receiving yards, with 1 touchdown catch, which is why I like the Buffalo Bills. I think it's going to be a tough, grueling game, back and forth with the defense, back and forth with the offense, and we're going 23-20 Buffalo to continue their winning streak at 3-0. Next up, we got the Washington football team and the Cleveland Browns, 1-1 each. Who can go 2-1? We got Nick Chubbs has been on fire lately, especially last week against the Bengals. Jarvis Landry leads the team in receiving, 8 catches, 107 yards. Has yet to get a touchdown though, along with Austin Hooper, who has failed to get in the end zone. Hopefully, if George Kittle doesn't play, which he is questionable again, by the way, as well, which all signs are favored for him to play. Back to the Cleveland game, I will be playing Austin Hooper if George Kittle doesn't. Actually, I might play Austin Hooper anyway, because Kittle will be banged up, so Lord knows how much time he'll play. And in fantasy football, you want your tight end to play the full game. Back to the Cleveland game, I do like Cleveland in this one. They are favored by 63.4%, survey says. And I like them by a score of 34-21. Let's go Cleveland. Bring some pride back to them. Tennessee Titans next up. Going to Minnesota Vikings. The struggling Vikings, I should say. They're 0-2. Titans are 2-0. Tannehill's been playing off the hook. 6 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions. It always helps when your quarterback doesn't turn the ball over, and he's doing just that. He has 488 passing yards as well. Derrick Henry adds 200 rushing yards, no touchdowns. I'm hopeful this week he could have at least 1 or 2 to start his season off right in the end zone. Corey Davis leads the league in receiving. Kirk Cousins has struggled tremendously this year. 2 touchdown passes, 4 picks. Only 372 passing yards. And Dalvin Cook does have 310 rushing yards. But I don't think he has any touchdowns. I think Minnesota gets their first victory in this one by a tough, close shootout, 35-31. Next up, we got the Oakland Raiders and the New England Patriots. Excuse me. Las Vegas Raiders. I'm sorry. I always do that. Unfortunately, with their tough play the first 2 weeks, I think it's going to be a tough match in Foxborough. Cam Newton's rushing has been awesome. He leads all quarterbacks with 4 rushing touchdowns. He does only have 1 passing touchdown, but I mean, he's still been completing like 65% of his passes, which is still good. And he doesn't turn the ball over that much. New England just needs one of their running backs to get going. I mean, their running backs. Nobody has anything close to Cam Newton's rushing yards and touchdowns on the team. I mean, Julian Edelman does lead the team in receiving. Their defense has been playing tough, but they're missing a lot of key guys. Darren Waller, I'd say he's the best tight end in the league. He has 18 catches, 148 receiving yards, and one touchdown, which I believe leads tight ends in catches. Josh Jacobs is questionable in this one, but all signs are pointing for him to suit up. There's no reason why he shouldn't suit up. He has 181 rushing yards and 4 touchdown runs. Derek Carr has 521 passing yards and 4 passing touchdowns and 0 interceptions. Also, remember I said a couple minutes ago, that's key when your quarterback throws minimal turnovers and interceptions. Despite all that, I think as long as New England can contain Darren Waller, they still have a pretty good shot to win. As I'm taking the New England Patriots to go 30-20 to be 2-1. Next up, we got the struggling Cincinnati Bengals and the struggling Philadelphia Eagles, each at 0-2. The Eagles are favored in this one. They are home. 60.4% chance they'll win. Joe Burrow has been playing awesome. I like this guy a lot. I think he's the real deal in this one. He definitely has the talent. AJ Green, John Ross III, Tyler Boyd, 3 solid receivers, along with Joe Mixon, powerful running back, and Gio Bernard, great receiving back, and he could run the football as well. He reminds me very much of Barry Sanders. I mean, he's not as good as Barry Sanders, obviously, but he definitely can have moves like him. Very similar. Carson Wentz, he's been struggling, man. 2 TDs, 4 interceptions. No bueno. I don't know what's going on with Carson this year, but he's proven not to be too good of a fantasy quarterback, I'll tell you that. Despite everything, I do think the Eagles' defense has enough to pull out this victory. And if Carson Wentz can improve on his turnovers and not turn the ball over and stay consistent, keep an even keel, I definitely think the Eagles are going to pull this one off by a score of 30-27. Last second touchdown by Carson Wentz, throwing the ball to one of 2 of his tight ends, either Zach Ertz or Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert does lead the team in receiving, as he has 12 catches, 131 receiving yards, and 1 touchdown. Next up, we got the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Texans are 0-2, Steelers are 2-0. Steelers are the heavy favorite in this one by 66.3%, survey says. Deontay Johnson, wide receiver, 14 catches, 149 yards, and a touchdown for Pittsburgh, leads the team. James Conner is back in the lineup. Snell Jr. does lead the team in rushing thus far, but that's probably going to change this week because Conner is in the lineup. He is playing, and he will get the ball and be successful as long as he stays away from J.J. Watt on the other side of the ball, or other side of the field. Big Ben playing solid, 5 TDs, 1 pick, 540 passing yards. Deshaun Watson, I don't know what's going on with this guy this year. He had such a strong year to end the season last year. He's been screwing up this season so far. Like, I know Brandon Cooks, he is questionable. He's probably going to play. He does have David Johnson, who's playing pretty good. David Johnson has 22 carries, 111 yards, and 1 touchdown. For a big running back, that's pretty good. He's matching Leonard Fournette's numbers. on Tampa Bay. Regardless, I think the Houston Texans go 0-3, and Pittsburgh continues their success, 38-21 Steelers. Next up, let's go to the New York Jets and Indianapolis Colts. Jets, no hope for them here, as Philip Rivers has been finding his rhythm slowly but surely. He always starts off slow and finishes strong for some reason, which is a good thing, especially come playoff time. He has the strong play of Jonathan Taylor at the running back position. He leads the team in rushing, as he has 110 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Ali Cox leads the team in receiving. Who the heck is that? I know he's a rookie, but who the heck is that? Where's T.Y. Hilton? He's healthy too. What's going on, T.Y.? Any facts? Kali Cox leads the team with 7 catches, 171 yards, and 1 touchdown catch. Regardless, I'm taking the Colts. They're 66% favorite. The final will be 31-10. Jets have no shot in this one. I think the only one to score the touchdown is Frank Gore. Jamison Crowder is questionable. The coach does like his chances of playing, but Frank Gore is going to get their only touchdown. They get 1 field goal, and that's it. Nothing else after that. 0-3 Jets. Bye-bye. Next up, we got the Carolina Panthers and the LA Chargers. Chargers are the favorite in this one. Teddy Bridgewater has been playing okay. I mean, he has 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions for 340 yards passing. Or excuse me, 636 passing yards. I can't see today. I don't know what's going on with me. But anyhow, Justin Herbert has been playing strong. He played good on his debut last week against the Chiefs. He did throw a touchdown pass and an interception. Interception that cost the game, but that's behind him, I think. He's going to make those rookie mistakes. He had 311 passing yards, and Eckler leads the team with 11 catches and 156 receiving yards. 0 touchdowns receiving, though. I do see Chargers winning this one by a score of 31-17. Panthers are not going to be able to win without Christian McCaffrey. Next up, we got Tom Brady and his Tampa Bay Buccaneers going to Denver to face the Broncos, the struggling Broncos, with their backup quarterback, Driscoll. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers should have no problem here. Tom Brady has 3 touchdown passes, 3 picks, 456 passing yards. Leonard Fournette proved he can lead the way once again, as he had over 100 yards rushing last week alone and 2 rushing touchdowns. He's a powerhouse when he gets going. Hopefully he can keep going against the Denver Broncos. I think he can, along with Mike Evans, who leads the team in targets with 8 catches, 106 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns, as they defeat Denver this week by a score of 28-10. Next up, we got the struggling Detroit Lions going to Arizona to face the Cardinals, 2-0. Kyler Murray has been throwing the ball pretty good. He has DeAndre Hopkins, who has 22 catches already for 219 receiving yards. Just 1 touchdown, but that'll change, especially in this one. Matthew Stafford, 3 touchdown passes, 2 picks. Doink. About average. Typical Matthew Stafford. He doesn't have a running game. Adrian Peterson, he's going to get you those first downs, but on the stat sheet, he's going to do just average. TJ Hawkinson leads the team, 9 catches, 118 receiving yards, and 1 receiving touchdown. That's nothing compared to Arizona Cardinals offense and the strong play of their defense. Actually, the Cardinals have been only giving up one of the least I've seen on the defensive end of football, 17.5 points per game. That's pretty good. That's a lot better than what they were doing the last few seasons. Actually, probably in the last decade. As I see them winning by a score of 42-14, no contest. Kyler Murray and the Cardinals go keep their winning streak alive. Go Kyler. Next up, we got the Dallas Cowboys, who got their first victory last week in a 20-point comeback fourth quarter against the Atlanta Falcons and Matt Ryan. Tough break for Matt Ryan. I thought they were going to get their first victory, but Dak Prescott's 3 rushing touchdowns and 716 yards passing this season with 2 passing touchdowns on the year proved to be no match for the Atlanta Falcons. Along with Elliott, 185 rushing yards this season with 2 rushing touchdowns. Amari Cooper leads the team in receiving, 16 catches, 181, 0 touchdowns so far. Still, Russell Wilson, 9 touchdowns, 1 interception, only 610 passing yards, which isn't the most, but it's the most passing touchdowns in the league. Chris Carson has 93 rushing yards. They hardly run the ball. He doesn't have any rushing touchdowns. DK Metcalf has been playing strong. He's a big target for Russell Wilson. I like their chances against the Cowboys. 60.6% chance they'll win, and they are correct by a score of 34-31 in a shootout. It's definitely going to be an offensive shootout in this one. Next up, we got the heavy favorite Green Bay Packers going to New Orleans Saints. Actually, they're not the favorite in this one. They should be, because Aaron Rodgers has been playing phenomenal. He has 6 touchdown passes, 0 picks, 664 passing yards. Aaron Jones had the most fantasy points last week in fantasy football. He had 50. He has 234 rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, and he has a couple receiving touchdowns this year as well. Devontae Adams does lead the team in receiving with 17 catches, 192 for 2 TDs. Still, they're not the favorite. Probably because the Saints are home. They have a 53.2% chance the Saints win. Drew Brees has 472 passing yards for 3 touchdown passes, 1 pick. Kamara leads the team in rushing yards and receiving yards. He has 14 for 146 and 1 receiving touchdown. He has 95 rushing yards with 3 rushing touchdowns. Only 95 rushing yards? Jeez. They must be giving it to him inside the 5 or something. Not that many yards. Anyway, even though the Saints are the favorite, I like the Packers in this one in a shootout. 38-35. Michael Thomas is probably going to play. He's questionable, but it's likely he'll play, especially after the Saints play last week. I never knew one player could make that much of a difference or that much of an absence. But I see them still losing to the heavy Green Bay Packers. They're more consistent on both sides of the football, the offense and defense. Next up, Monday Night Football. Kansas City Chiefs at the Baltimore Ravens. A repeat of the AFC Conference Championship game. Both teams are 2-0. They'll be fighting to keep those undefeated streaks alive. Jackson, 470 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. Patrick Mahomes, 517 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 picks. Both quarterbacks protecting the football. Pretty good. Kansas City with their rookie sensation running back, Edward Helaire. 176 rushing yards, 1 rushing touchdown. Tyreek Hill, no surprise here. 10 catches, 145 yards for 2 touchdowns. Still, Lamar Jackson leads the team in rushing with 95, 99. I was looking at Alvin Kamara's rushing yards for some reason. Lamar Jackson has more rushing yards than Alvin Kamara. Doesn't speak too good for Alvin Kamara, but that speaks highly of Lamar Jackson and his running capabilities. Marlon Brown leads the team in receiving the Ravens. 10 catches, 143 yards, 0 touchdowns. Their tight ends is pretty good. Mark Andrews. They'll probably rely on him a lot in Monday night's contest. Anyway, I do like Baltimore's defense, but Kansas City always seems to find a way to pull up W. I think they do win in this one by a close game, 28-24. Kansas City keeps that 3-0 streak alive. And lastly, to close out this episode, my prediction for the NBA Finals. I know I haven't been talking too much about the playoffs in the NBA, or hockey for that matter. But my prediction right now for NBA bubble is the Miami Heat are going to take out the Boston Celtics, and the LA Lakers are going to take out the Denver Nuggets, despite losing a couple nights ago. The Lakers actually play tonight at 9 p.m., and they will win. They're at home. I see them coming back very strong. They're up 2-1. It'll be 3-1 after tonight, and they will close out the series next game. NBA Finals MVP, Anthony Davis. He's been playing so strong for the LA Lakers. I don't think anybody can stop him. He stays healthy. Boom. He's in there. MVP of the finals. And he also gets that ring. Oh, that's it. This episode, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'm learning slowly but surely. Getting more experience with each episode. I thought this was a very good talk, good episode. And I look forward to many more. Enjoy some football tonight and Sunday. Be safe.